So your aim is to get into big companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, or Meta, Google. For getting into these companies, you need three skills. First is data structures, algorithms, problem solving skills. Basically, this is the coding interview. You have to clear all the rounds of interviews. Whatever is the experience level, in these companies, they hire programmers. They are looking for best programmers who can code very accurately and who could code very fast. So they look for data structures and algorithm as a must-have skills. If you have 5+ years of experience managing direct reportees, then you have two choices to get into these companies. You can get as a manager, or you can get into as a tech lead or architect or an individual contributor.
Okay.
Let's talk about, say, for example, Microsoft. In Microsoft, the levels which are there, it is as a fresher, people get into SDE role, software development engineer, SDE, and then they move to SD2, and then they become as senior SDE. So SD1, 2, 3, senior
Okay.
SDE, then
Okay.
principal SDE.
Okay.
So these are various levels in Microsoft. Principal SDE role is equal to architect in service company. Let me also compare it with say TCS organization. Someone who is associate consultant in
Exactly.
for
Yeah.
them, this is equivalent role principal SDE. In Amazon also, exactly same is the structure.
Okay.
So the levels are SD1, SD2, SD3, then senior
Okay.
SDE, and then you have principal SDE. So these are the levels. In some companies, slight differences are there, and from organization to organization, team to team, there may be some differences. And in Google also, they have same level. They call it software engineer rather than SDE. So you become software engineer 2, 3, senior software engineer. Then they have a staff software engineer, senior staff software engineer, and then principal engineer, right? Depending on, there could be multiple levels, but in Google you should apply for a staff software engineer role.
Okay.
Right, your levels which will be either staff software engineer or senior staff software engineer in
Okay.
Google. This is the levels which you should apply. Either apply as a senior or principal software engineer, or you can apply as a software development manager. So instead of principal software engineer, you will become principal engineering manager. That is the equivalent level for you. Both the roles are technical. In all these companies, you have two options. One is IC role is principal software engineer, principal SDE, or in EM position you can become principal engineering manager. Have a look into some of the job descriptions of these roles.
Okay.
What you can do is you can just go to Google and search principal SDE in, say, Amazon, right? Have a look into some of the JDs which are available, or you can look into some of the LinkedIn profiles of people who are at this particular level. Correct?
Got it.
This will give you general expectation, but I can also tell you from my side also the expectations. So if you apply for IC role, then you would have to clear coding round. But if you apply as an engineering manager, then In Amazon, there is no coding round. So that is one advantage of applying as engineering manager in Amazon. But yes, you will have behavioral round and multiple behavioral round, which will be based on Amazon leadership principles. Principal software engineer level, you will have coding round in all the companies. If you apply in Google as engineering manager, they have a choice. They may either give you code review round, or you can take DSA round, whatever you prefer. Code review does not require much understanding of data structures and algorithm. You have to be good in low level design. You should be able to understand code. You should be able to see whether it is following all the best practices for reusability, maintainability, extensibility, and basically there is a choice. Either choose code review round or either choose data structures round. In Apple and Microsoft, you need to understand coding in engineering manager level as well. In all other companies, you will need coding skills. But yes, definitely when you apply as an engineering manager, they do consider, because of your busy schedule, you may not be coding all the time, and there could be some friction in the coding skills. Maybe you may not be that fluent, but if you are good in approach, then that is good enough. So basically what you need is good understanding of data structures and algorithm, definitely, and at the same time you should be able to write pseudo code and provide the most efficient approach with respect to space and time complexity for any problem in lead code. So anyway, investing in data structures and algorithm is a good time investment, because this will be ensuring that whether it's code review round or any other technical round, you can perform well. But in principal software engineer position, you will have to be very thorough in coding, and you should be able to perform better than most of the engineers in these topics, which is related to data structures and algorithms. To be a principal software engineer in any of these companies, any problem if you take, you should be able to solve it within 30 minutes. You need good practice in all the data structures, be it graphs, be it trees, and various kinds of advanced data structures. Also, you should be able to know advanced algorithms like backtracking, dynamic programming, greedy algorithm, and coding skills are very important for principal software engineer. Next very important skill for you is you should be very good in system design also. Yes, because whether you are an architect or you are a manager, system design skill is a must. And what is system design? System design is all about cloud computing, networking, distributed computing, and various topics related to computer science. Yes. Do you have computer science? If you look into the job description, they clearly say that Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science or equivalent experience. Right?
Okay.
If you look into any of the job descriptions, whether at Amazon, Google, Microsoft, so they don't make it mandatory that you have to have a bachelor in computer science.
Yeah.
Because
Like in
they
education
also
also?
mention masters in computer applications, MCA. MCA is also equivalent to Bachelor of Engineering in computer science, because you have studied computer science that many years. So no problem with that. It would be easier for you to master system design, because many of the concepts you have already studied.
Yeah.
If I say system design is about various computer science topics like networking. Yeah, computer networks you would have studied. You're aware? Right? Yes, you would have also used it in your projects. Right? For example, what is HTTP, HTTPS, security principles, encryption, authentication, correct? Some fundamentals of TCP IP, what kind of protocols to use, whether to go with WebSockets or whether to use some other protocol which is connectionless protocol, right? The basic fundamentals you use in software development also. So basically you need understanding of high level protocols, what are REST APIs, because all microservices are based on these concepts of networking. It is also important that you are aware of HTTP, REST APIs, what are microservices. These are various architectural patterns. This is a must. Now, whether you apply as an engineering manager, so in other case, you have to recall these or you have to refresh, you have to study. And other things which is required is you should have also done operating system concepts. You might have studied that. So you would need operating system concepts as well, right? This includes topic like in operating system, basically you have to study about process, what are processes, what are threads. You have to know about various scheduling algorithms, concepts of virtual memory. You should know various memory management features of any operating system. You should know about file management, right? So these all concepts are important. File handling, file management. How does the file system work in any operating system? Operating system concepts are very important because Microsoft is an operating system company. Nowadays it is also distributed computing or cloud computing company. As your cloud, they are also into various applications, but still importance to operating system is given in Microsoft. So there are a lot of concepts which you have to go through in operating system, and there are few other topics also which you have to study. Say for example, databases. Databases are also a very important topic, and this is also important in system design, right? DBMS or database management systems. And now there are different kinds of databases as well, so you should be aware of them. You should be able to design applications using relational as well as NoSQL databases, right? And various other concepts of relational database you should know. See, MySQL, if you know, you can easily switch to Oracle or Postgres. All relational databases are same, but non-relational databases or NoSQL databases are slightly different. For example, MongoDB is a document store. You store records as JSON data, right? So Cosmos and Mongo could be same, but Redis is a key value store, and Cassandra is another database. So you should know, I would say, Cosmo or MongoDB, Redis, Cassandra, these 2-3 databases you should know for designing any system, because Redis is used in caching. Right? Cache can also be used in caching. Cassandra is also used for as a NoSQL store. It's a distributed database. So should have fundamental knowledge about these. You don't need very deep knowledge of these. You need knowledge at conceptual level as an architect, because as an architect you will be doing high level design, right? So basically system design is all about high level design. Now when you apply as an experienced person, more emphasis is given on the high level design. Low level design is around class diagram, around table design, relational database, table design, etc., which is not that important. At this seniority level, but high level design is very important.
Okay.
Generally, low level design will be tested in code review rounds, but in high level design, you will have a system design round which will be testing your expertise in
Okay.
architecture. So these are the topics which are important from perspective of system design, and you should be having very thorough understanding of these concepts to get into
Okay.
these big companies.
Okay. Got
So
it.
which language you use does not matter, but you
Okay.
should know one programming language. So you should have good understanding of or good programming skills.
Depends
No,
on
there's no
that.
such preference. Any
Okay.
programming language, whether you know C, C++,
Mm.
C sharp,
Okay.
or Java, there is no difference. All are equally good. Even JavaScript or Python, anything you know is fine. You should know one programming language, because these big companies, they know that
Mm.
programming languages come and go, and companies have some preferences also. For example, Google have Golang, right?
Mm.
Amazon
Yeah, they
has
have that
Java. Now they are moving to
online.
Kotlin, right?
Correct. Correct.
Microsoft have C sharp. But yes, if you
Mm.
know C sharp, very easily you can move to Java.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think almost still. Yeah.
Or if you know C, C++ also, very easily you can move to C sharp or Java.
Mm.
See, all the languages are based on C language.
Mm. Okay.
Whether it's C, C++, C sharp, Java, JavaScript.
Mm.
Syntax is like C.
Yeah.
Python is
Correct.
slightly different, but other languages are primarily based on C, C++. So
Mm.
any of
Okay.
these language, you know, if you know C sharp, stick to C sharp, because
Mm.
you need speed. Because what is important is the speed of coding
Mm.
and also
Okay.
accuracy of coding. While solving
Yeah,
the
got it.
problem, you should be thinking about only the problem rather than the syntax details. So that's why I will advise, focus on, stay to the language which you are most comfortable with. Solve many problems every day. I would say
Okay.
at least 2 to 3 problems you should solve every day. I would say spend 2 hours for problem solving.
Mm.
Maybe few days you try in the morning, right?
Mm.
And other time do it in the evening.
Okay.
Find some time. Do proper time management.
Mm.
Use Google Calendar, any calendar, whatever you are comfortable with. Mark your
Mm.
time 2 hours for problem solving every day.
Mm. Okay.
Every week, make a target of solving 15 problems. I am not giving daily target. Daily
Mm.
target is 2 or 3 problems. But yes, I understand, because of personal reason or work related reason, sometimes you might have to spend extra hours in office,
Mm.
which may not be possible for you to kind of do
Yeah.
on everyday problem solving, but try to catch up on weekly basis. You have
Okay.
holidays, or you have Saturday, Sunday, weekends. Utilize that
Mm.
time. If you miss out any of the problem solving sessions in any of the weekdays, if you are going well in the weekdays, then you enjoy your weekend. Otherwise,
Mm.
you have to work hard on weekends as well.
Mm. Okay.
See, to build skills, programming skills, which is at par with someone working at Google,
Mm.
you have to solve 500 problems in data structures and algorithm.
Mm. Yeah.
500, any problem you should be able to solve in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that is currently the gap is high actually. Sometimes
Yes.
take 1.5 hours to
Yes.
complete.
So problems which you are taking more time, keep revising, keep
Mm.
practicing similar problems. This way
Mm.
you will build speed. Only one
Okay.
way is there to build speed, is
Yeah,
by
correct.
practicing. If I ask you to build good speed in running or cycling or swimming, there is
Mm.
no solution, only one way, is to practice and keep practicing more and more. Same is the case with programming. If you want to
Mm.
become a fast programmer, you
Yeah.
have to spend more time in programming. So I gave you target of 500 problems,
Okay.
and you are doing 15 problems per week, so in a month you will be doing 60 problems.
Yeah.
So for 500 problems you will take 8 months.
Yeah.
Do not worry, initially 2 3 problems, more problems. As you will become more and more aware of database concepts, you may
Mm.
increase your number of problems. Try to complete it in next 6 months, the data structure curriculum, because you
Okay.
would have also made some progress, you have already solved many problems. So maybe out of 500 you will need only 400 problems now, but for each and every topic your skill should be such that you should be able to solve the problem in 30 minutes. This is what is required for data structures and algorithm. Now final thing is behavioral interview.
Mm.
See, learning data structure is not a big deal, because you can compile, check your code, and you know whether the solution is correct or not.
Yeah.
If solution is correct, it will compile and you will get the result as expected.
Yeah.
If it's not running and giving error, that means you have to improve it. So, but in system design, it's not the case. So, system design, try to schedule more and more sessions with me. I can
Mm.
help you, I can mentor you in system design
Okay.
topics, right? Because you will
Okay.
get some
Sure.
problems. Some sample
Mm.
questions in system designs are like design YouTube or design
Mm.
WhatsApp, right?
Mm.
Or I may ask you design Google Map or
Yeah.
design Uber app, right? So you have to use all these concepts. What kind of databases you will use, what kind of protocols you will use, what kind of system components you will use, what microservices you will use. All these concepts you will apply and come up with a design. And here
Okay. Correct.
your computer science fundamental, if you have, you'll be able to design it well, and your communication skills also should be good, so that you can explain and convince the interviewer that your architecture is correct.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. I think.
Right, once you are good with data structures, next step, you have to study around 2 to 3 months
Mm.
for system design also.
Okay.
And for behavioral interview, you will get situational questions which you will be able to handle. Do not worry about it, because these are experience based problems, right? So
Okay.
they will be questions like, how do you deal with high performers or top performers or top talents? How do you deal with low performers?
Mm.
How do
Yeah.
you deal with conflict between two team members?
Mm.
Yes, any situation you have to describe, and you have to share your experience and how you can tackle, so that interviewer gets the confidence that in case such similar situation arise in your team which you will be managing, you will be able to do it properly.
Mm.
And behavioral interviews are also important for
Yes.
both levels, whether it's engineering manager or it is IC level.
Mm. Correct.
Some questions could be very easy, like, tell me about yourself, right?
Mm.
But yes, you
Mm.
should be very good in communication as a manager, and you should be able to give an elevator pitch about what are your relevant skills for which they should hire you. So, what are your strengths and weaknesses? These are some of the common interview questions. This also we can discuss. Hardly it will take you 15 days to practice all the behavioral interview questions. But yes, this is also must because people do get rejected because of behavioral skills, and in spite of clearing technical interviews, they will get rejected if they do not perform well in behavioral interviews. And again, the bar for hiring is very high in these companies, so you have to perform very well in all these rounds, all the 3 rounds. So this is what is required for getting into these companies. Nothing more, nothing less. So if you can do all these things, you will get hired into Google, Facebook, Microsoft, no matter what your background is, what your domain is, what your programming language is. You have to perform well in all these 3 rounds, right?
Okay.
And that's the only thing which is required here.
Perfect. Got it.
First round is coding and data structures.
Hmm.
Second round is system design.
Okay.
Second kind of pattern. You will
Easy
get
pattern.
2 rounds each. Be ready to give 2 rounds of coding, 2 rounds of system design, 2 rounds of behavioral interview in any organization. That's the maximum they will do, because they understand maybe in 1 round someone may feel nervous or may not be able to perform, so they will give you one more chance. But yes, if you do well in both these rounds, then you are a strong hire candidate and you will be able to get good position and role in these organizations, which is at par with your experience. If you do well, you will get principal software engineer or principal engineering manager position. If you do decently, not good enough, then they may downgrade you. They may offer you senior software engineer position, right?
Okay.
So based on your interview performance, if you do preparation well, then you will get right level and then you can succeed in these levels.
Level basically defines on interviews performance.
Yes. So I gave you that plan in the calendar. So the time management tips which I give is have focused sessions, 2 hours in one stretch or 1 hour in one stretch. Because if you have some distractions, then whatever
That
time you
also
are giving
happens actually.
is not. Ensure you are in a quiet place, number one. Number two, ensure all the notifications are disabled or your phone is in silent mode, because if you get a phone call or if you get some messages, it may bring distractions.
Yes, that has
So
been
very
mentioned.
important that you should focus on this. Maybe you can take that later, and in case you get something very urgent, then move your time which is for problem solving to some other time which is convenient. Move the thing which has come up, and you can say if it is possible after 1 hour, 2 hour, you can take these up. But yes, you have to ensure that you are giving 2-3 hours of preparation time every day, and mostly the preparation should involve programming and practicing problem solving like real interviews. If you are just reading theoretical concepts, watching videos, they are not helpful.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I ask you that learn swimming, you can't learn it just by watching videos.
Yeah, that's the practical.
Correct. You have to do practical, and this is the same case in programming also, because programming is also a skill, like any
Yeah.
sports or any musical skill or art skill, right? Programming is also practical skill. So
Yeah,
practical is
correct.
very important here. If you don't do practical, you will be under false impression, because if you see someone cycling, everyone will think, oh, it's so easy, you can just hold the handle, put the pedal. Or swimming is also so easy, just you have to move hand and legs. But it's not the case. It's
Yes,
everything.
correct.
Lot of complexity is there, and which you will realize when you do it practically. People also
Yes,
feel, yeah,
correct.
running is also easy, but not that easy. You need practice to be able to learn to run long distances, right?
Yeah,
Or
correct.
so all skills, yeah, if you see someone, you may feel that yes, it's easy, you can do it. But yes, in programming, that can also happen, that you get false impression that yes, I have understood the concepts, let me do it. But see, here it's not only just about doing it, it's also about doing it within the time frame of the interview. And
Yeah,
in the interview, you will have some stress. You may
mm,
be little nervous also, because you are doing it in front of someone and they are evaluating you, they are watching you closely.
mm, come on.
So some nervousness and stress is common. And
Mm,
when you have nervousness and stress, you won't be able to perform 100%.
yeah,
You will be able to perform only 80 or 90%, 70 or 60%, or maybe 50% of what you know.
right.
So practice is more important, and mock interviews, when you will give after you have covered all this will help you to overcome the nervousness, right?
Mm,
So
correct.
later we can discuss about what are detailed steps, but this is a
Mm,
10,000 feet view of how you should prepare to get into top product companies.
correct.
This is only
Yeah.
for companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple,
Mm,
and there are
yeah.
also many startups which follow the same interview pattern. Say, for example, Uber,
Mm,
PayPal, Atlassian, lot of
mm,
companies are there. They also plan to, they also are planning to become like FAANG companies. They
okay.
are startups or they are growing companies, and
Mm,
they
yeah.
also need the same kind of talent. Right? So
Mm,
basically, cloud companies follow these patterns, and if you can learn this, definitely you can crack multiple such companies, not just one. If you can crack Google, people will
mm,
be able to crack other companies also.
got it.
I would suggest this is a very good investment of your time to learn these concepts. These are not only important for being a good software professional,
Mm,
yeah, so these are important for clearing interviews, and this will also ensure you are also effective in work and projects which you take over in your current organization or in any organization wherever you go.
yeah.
Even if you plan to start your own startup, if you have
Mm,
good
yeah.
system design skills, you have
Mm,
good programming knowledge, and good
yeah.
understanding of data structures and algorithm, and good behavioral skills, you can be a very good innovator
Correct.
or a founder of a software company as well. So no
Correct.
domain
Correct.
knowledge is required, no programming language specific skills is required, no frameworks or technical skills is required. What is required is foundations, computer science fundamentals.
Correct.
So that's
Yeah.
all I had for you as a roadmap for becoming successful as a employee of any top product company. Right? So stay in touch and As
Yeah,
you will
sure.
proceed, if you have any further questions, feel
Yeah,
free to share it over chat, right? Message
sure,
me, email me. I would be very
sure.
happy to help you out. But yes, keep
Yeah,
updating me on regular basis. I would advise every 2 weeks. Let me know what all topics have you covered, how you are proceeding, and anytime if I see that your preparation is not going up to mark, I can help you by course correcting you, or I can provide you some suggestions on how to be more effective in your preparation. So now I hope you got all the advice about roadmap. So
yeah,
time
I
management,
got good. Thanks a lot.
sure. Stay in touch. Wish you all the best.